Yeah, Ekiti. Well,
going smooth. I mean, with all the, at least we've talked about four locations.
Yes.
You know,
and everything seemed peaceful.
So far.
People are all in line as they're supposed to be, so everything is going honky-dory.
To stay with the news, just go on Twitter. Channels Television is on Twitter giving you, the events as they come. And that video of Adi Bosibe, if you know what that means or if you are interested, as curious as I am, it's right there for you to also see. We'll take a short break now, and when we return, one more conversation about MSMEs. Do stay with us.
The political atmosphere is getting charged, and the stakes are getting higher in a build-up to the 2023 elections. Are you a politician seeking a position at the federal, state, or local government level? Do you want a strategic approach to get to the heart of the electorate? Kemaye Communications got you covered. Let our team of professionals help show the electorate why you are the right choice, the only choice. For more details, call Grace or Emma on 0803 302 7150 or 0817 644 8696. Kimaya Communications, taking you to greater heights.
The whole world believes that the biggest employers of labor are micro, small, and medium enterprises all over the world. Okay, so how do we strengthen those capacities? Because they do have challenges. I don't know what those challenges are. Perhaps our guests will be able to speak to them. We'll begin with Her Excellency Ambassador Samuela Isopi, delegation of the European Union to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to ECOWAS in Abuja. She is here along with Mr. Jean Bakole, who is Director and UNIDO representative, as well as Mr. Jarl Hanstein, UNIDO Chief Technical Advisor of the project, strengthening the capacity of local MSMEs and manufacturers to produce high-quality PPEs and healthcare-related products. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning. Let me begin with Her Excellency, the Ambassador. Perhaps an enlightenment, an understanding of what we're dealing with would be a good place to start. There are those who are wondering, we know that there are MSMEs and we know what our responsibilities are. We know we all want to make money. So maybe you want to begin by first of all talking about what the identified challenges of micro, small, and medium enterprises are and why the need to strengthen their capacities as a result.
First of all, good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for inviting me and my colleagues here to this program this morning. Actually, we're going to talk about a project that was launched in the framework of the response to COVID-19 pandemic. So if you allow me, let me start from there. Let me give a context to the discussion that we are having today, because back in 2020, when the pandemic was hitting Europe in particular, the European Union and its member states mobilized quickly to provide support to partner countries around the world, including Nigeria. And the message behind that was very simple and very clear. That the only way to cope with an unprecedented challenge such as the COVID-19 pandemic was through solidarity and international cooperation. And in Nigeria in particular, the Team Europe, so the European Union and its member states, mobilized an exceptional and quick support of 50 million euros channeled through the one UN basket fund managed by UNDP to support the government response to the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, a crisis that, you know, that was a multidimensional one, and that it also very deeply the economy of the country. And at that time, in the framework of this multidimensional response, I think it was agreed, everyone agreed, that it was essential also to support the weakest, I would say, part of the chain of Nigerian economy, which means to see how to strengthen the resilience of micro and small and medium-sized enterprises that actually represents the biggest part of the economy. And that's why the idea, and that's where the idea of this project came, with several interesting, I would say, features. First of all, to create a local capacity to manufacture protective devices, protective equipment, such as masks, surgical masks, cloth masks, but also sanitizers. I mean, all those products that were considered to be essential to protect the population and also to allow health workers to work safely. And at the same time, so creating this local capacity to meet the demand of the local and the regional market, to strengthen the resilience of those micro and small and medium-sized enterprises. So that was the idea actually behind that project. And I guess my colleagues will be able to elaborate. One interesting thing also is that we, as a donor, as European Union, we specifically asked to target some of these groups, and we asked that most of the enterprises that would benefit from this program should have been led by either women or young people.
Yeah, Mr. Bakole, could you kindly just give us an overview of UNIDO's mandate as well as its work in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, and good morning. UNIDO in Nigeria has developed a framework of cooperation with the government of Nigeria. The framework is what we call the country program, which has been developed, in, let's say, strong partnership with the government. And also, we developed a number of components which we think are very, very important to support, the diversification of the economy through the industrialization. And one of the components is focused on MSMEs and private sector development. And it is in the framework of this, country program. And as Her Excellency said a few minutes ago, 4 agencies, because we are also working in collaboration with a number of other, agencies here within the UN country team. We developed that project to support the national multi-sectoral response plan to address the challenges Nigeria, as other countries worldwide, was facing with COVID-19. And we think that this project is unique. Is unique in the sense that we think that in order to create more resilient conditions, in particular in this very, very, let's say, pathetic situation of the COVID-19, we think that we have to build the conditions, the resilient conditions for the local content. And we think to do so, the role of SMEs is extremely very, very important. So we are moving ahead with this project also to anticipate any particular problem, because remember very well the disturbance we had during the COVID. Even if the developed countries themselves are facing the, the problem of the supply chain in healthcare products, and we think that it's very important to identify those small and medium enterprises working on health, care products, to provide with them the necessary training to address a number of challenges they are facing, including also, as I said, to provide training in particular on the quality of what they need to do to improve the quality of the product. Because at the end of the day, I think the objective is to produce more healthcare products for the local market, but also to be able to export the product in the regional market, which will help them also to mobilize resources which can support the local economy and also the national economy. So I would like to take the opportunity here, really, before we move ahead on this discussion, to really thank the European Union for supporting the government of Nigeria through the UN Basket Fund. And at the same time, also take the opportunity to say that this project has been jointly developed by 4 agencies, by WHO, ILO, and UN Women. And as Her Excellency said, one of the strategy to move ahead with this project, number one was also to have a geographic coverage, the 6 geopolitical zone in the country, but also to provide a strong support to projects led by women and youth people. We have approximately 60% amongst the 174 SMEs selected for this project, SMEs led by women, and almost 30 also led by young people. So we think that the SMEs constitute the foundation of the industry. And we cannot really move ahead with sustainable industrialization without getting young people involved in this project. We think really that this is a very unique. We are scoring goals for the economy of the country, and in particular in this context of post-COVID-19, where we see that everywhere in the world, people are creating resilient conditions to support the industrialization as a driver of the economic development.
Ambassador, could you tell us why the EU decided to fund this project?
As I said before, this is part of the collective response that altogether we decided to give to the government of Nigeria. And as the UNIDO country representative said, this project in particular was very relevant because of the need to strengthen the resilience of those companies, the micro and small and medium size, that represent the bulk of the Nigerian economy. So the objective was also to protect jobs and to create possibly also new decent jobs. So for us, as I said, it was part of this collective response, together with other interventions that were mostly also focusing the health response. And we consider that that had a very important role in the framework of this multidimensional response that was needed to cope with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic here in Nigeria.
Well, maybe I want to quickly speak to Your Excellency, the main economic development related sectors that this project seeks to support in Nigeria.
Well, I would say in general that the economic development is very much at the center of our cooperation with Nigeria. So this project is one element of a much broader strategy that we try to implement here in Nigeria, and in particular in the framework of the new cooperation program we launched in February this year, the new multi-annual indicative program for the years 2021-2027, and we decided to dedicate one full pillar actually to the support to the economic development by targeting specific sectors and objectives, youth employment, for example, just also to continue and support the creation of decent jobs for the youth, but also digital and innovation, smart agriculture, and renewable energy. So we have quite a number of important projects. If you allow me, maybe just since we are talking about youth employment and women entrepreneurship, to mention some of those. You may be aware that we support this National Jubilee Fellowship Program, which is a flagship initiative of the government of Nigeria, which is also implemented by the UN system and notably by UNDP, and which aims at improve the employability of young Nigerians by placing 20,000 young Nigerian graduates in jobs, in full-paid jobs in the private and public sector. And the European Union is one of the main supporters to that because we firmly believe in the need to create opportunities for the youth. We also partner with the Tony Elumelu Foundation to support women entrepreneurship across Africa and in Nigeria in particular by supporting more than 2,000 women by providing small grants for them to set up their businesses, and they also receive training and coaching. We support, as I said, also key value chains in the framework of this program, which is the National Competitiveness Program, which is part of a larger regional program. We support important value chains for the Nigerian economy, such as ginger, tomato, chili, leather, garment. You may be aware, for example, that Nigerian ginger is rated as one of the best in the world. So by supporting these key value chains, we support the transformation of the sectors, the improvement of quality and better access to market for these products. And then we intervene also in the energy sector. We are actually, the European Union is the main grant donor to the power sector in Nigeria, and we support in particular renewable energies and the diversification of the energy mix in Nigeria through, for example, an important program which is the Nigerian Energy Support Program. We supported the government in establishing 5 solar mini-grid in 5 states, and 6 more are to come.
Well, Madam, you've given me something to boast about now. I know that our ginger is the best coming from an ambassador of your status. That's something for me to applaud. But let me ask Mr. Heinstein.
He's an ambassador for Nigeria.
Well, let me ask Mr. Heinstein this one. It presupposes, since this is talking about micro, small, and medium enterprises, it presupposes that there is a selection process. You may want to speak to that and perhaps some of the main activities of the project and what roles the participating agencies are playing.
Thank you and good morning. Yeah, the selection of 174 enterprises so far, was a very long process. We started last summer, from a list of about more than 2,000. So you can imagine how, we could proceed fixing certain selection criteria. I want to highlight that this group of enterprises constitute actually pilot, a pilot group. The project is of high strategic nature in the sense that it was conceived early last year as an emergency project to cope, with the outbreak of the virus. But at the same time, it is an opportunity to foster, economic development of the productive sector. Now we focus on enterprises producing, COVID protection-related items, as Her Excellency and Mr. Bakole explained. So where do we stand now with the implementation? Now, first of all, we have mobilized already, about 20 experts, in addition to other experts mobilized by the partner agencies. So our 20 experts will focus across 4 main areas: capacity building, with assisting the enterprises in in implementing quality production processes, business registration. Some enterprises that we have selected are not registered, and they have to be eligible also for benefiting of some equipment. This is the other component. Then capacity building for strengthening and consolidating and expanding the markets that are served currently, as Mr. Bacole mentioned, also for exporting the product. Another subcomponent of the capacity building, very important, is clustering or grouping of MSMEs, of enterprises, to carry out joint actions, to source quality raw material, to target jointly market targets. Enterprises should work more together. This is happening only partially so far, and we think in this context, and especially for the micro enterprises, is essential for them to cooperate. We already checked. We have some medium-sized enterprises that are available even to lead this group. I'm talking about well-organized enterprises. The other component is procurement of equipment. For, I think, 2/3 of the selected enterprises, to replace outdated machinery, to improve production efficiency, and of course, producing quality products. Again, and increase the capacity. A very important element here, if we speak about market and equipment, is also to recover jobs that have been lost because of, I would say, because of poorly organized marketing or lack of marketing strategies. So these two elements, market and equipment, will help to produce better products and to increase the capacity and to recover jobs that were lost.
Okay. For some,
Also to increase the present.
Okay.
For enterprises producing already at 100% capacity is an opportunity for them to create additional jobs.
Mr. Hanshan, you said that there were...
The other component focuses on...
Mr. Hanshan, you said that there were, you had to shortlist from about 2,000 MSMEs. So the 174 to whom you're giving this aid to, what has been their reaction?
No, the reaction has been very positive. We have started now concretely 2 weeks ago to assist directly on the field these enterprises. And we are going to, I think, assist about 60, 70 enterprises by the end of this month, and the others in July. So there has been, really a strong interest, and we have detected really a commitment from the owners. This was, by the way, one selection criteria, the origin of the project.
Is it grants you're giving them or loans? Is it grants you're giving them?
No,
or?
these are grants.
Sorry, grants?
Grants. Look, yes, grants. But I want to also, highlight, for instance, the contribution of ILO. ILO will train the enterprises, on access to finance. We have, a relatively substantial budget for supplying equipment, but, not so, not as actually needed, but we go step by step. I think we have an average of $2,000–3,000 of equipment distributed among the 174, actually 125 eligible enterprises.
All right, Mr. Bacole, is if you can speak to us, as we close out on this, is there is there a duration to this project? What are the expectations? What are the expected outcomes of this project? The long-term effects?
Yes. Thank you very much. This, as it has been said, it was an emergency project aimed to support the, multi-sectoral national response to the COVID-19. And Her Excellency said clearly that the objective of the project was to strengthen the capacity of the MSMEs. It's a one-year project. But now, of course, through this project, we saw the importance to move ahead with this kind of project where we can also identify a number of other subsectors where young people and women will be benefiting of a number of support. I think among the key support this project is providing, first of all, we are providing with them we are supporting them to upgrade the skills on the need of the quality, to move ahead with the integration of the quality in the production chain. Because the objective, as we said, is to produce health-square products which can help the government to really address the need of this kind of product locally, but also to strengthen their business. And I think this is absolutely very important since this project now is going to be seen like a flagship, a pilot project.
Okay.
We need now to move ahead in expanding the project, number one, to more than 174 SMEs to benefit from this project, and also maybe to try to identify other sectors where the role of the MSMEs to support the local and national economy is key. Okay. And that's why now, if you allow me, I would like to take the opportunity to say that the country program we start in 2018 is going to end this year. Okay. But the good news is that His Excellency, the President Muhammadu Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, requested to UNIDO to move to what we call, the Program for Country Partnership, okay, with the biggest, let's say, tool where UNIDO provides a support to scaling up the industry sector to drive the economy, to drive the economic diversification of the country.
And we will definitely
in Africa,
forward.
we have only 2 countries.
Yeah, my apologies, Mr. Bakole.
And
we
now
really have
Nigeria is going to be...
Nigeria is going to be what? I'm curious.
The third country is going to be the third country, experiencing this model. Okay. So I think it's very important in this PCP, which we are going to start next year, that we really focus on strengthening the capacity of the SMEs. Okay. Because, as I said, this project is a flagship. We have to expand it. We have to increase the number of SMEs which can benefit of the support from various support from EU and other partners, but also to identify a number of sectors.
Well, clearly, Mr. Bakole, there is so much to say and so much that you would like for people to know and understand about this project. We really look forward to more information coming from you, from your office, from UNIDO over time. But for now, we have to thank you very much for being on our program this morning. Let me begin by thanking Her Excellency Ambassador Samuela Isopi from the delegation of the European Union to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to ECOWAS, as well as Mr. Jean Bakole, Director and UNIDO representative, along with Mr. Yael Hanstein, who is UNIDO Chief Technical Advisor of the project. Thank you so much for being a part of our conversation this morning.